Now the second colligative property. The second colligative property is elevation of boiling point of the solvent. Elevation means raise in boiling point of the solvent. So we know that vapor pressure increases with increase in temperature. I hope you remember what is vapor pressure. When a volatile liquid is taken in a closed container, initially it evaporates, then it condenses back into the liquid, and at the state of equilibrium it exerts some pressure. That pressure is called vapor pressure. Now what happens if that solvent is heated? If we heat it, more and more number of solvent molecules will enter into the vapor phase, and its vapor pressure increases. So on increasing the temperature, vapor pressure of the solvent increases, and when the vapor pressure of that solvent becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure, it boils. The solvent will boil when its vapor pressure becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure. For example, the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius, because at that temperature vapor pressure of water becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure, or 1.013 bar pressure. So we know that the vapor pressure of the solution is less than that of the vapor pressure of the pure solvent, right? So in order to boil a solution, we have to increase the temperature above the boiling point of the pure solvent, right? So let us explain it by using a graph, temperature vapor pressure graph, temperature and vapor pressure graph. Now here let this point be 1.013 bar, or 1 atmospheric pressure. This line is 1.013 bar, or 1 atmospheric pressure. Now imagine a solvent at any temperature, the vapor pressure of the solvent be here. At room temperature, let the vapor pressure of the solvent be here. So this is a point where the vapor pressure of the solvent at a particular temperature. Now suppose if the temperature is increased, we said that the vapor pressure increases with increase in temperature. So on heating, vapor pressure of the solvent goes on increases when the vapor pressure becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure, or when the vapor pressure reaches at this point, the solvent boils. So this is the temperature. This is the temperature at which solvent boils. Let it be TB0, that is boiling point of pure solvent. Boiling point of pure solvent. So this is the starting point, where vapor pressure of pure solvent at a certain temperature. If we increase the temperature, its boiling point increases when the vapor pressure becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure. The solvent boils, and that corresponding temperature is called TB0, or boiling point temperature of solvent. So this is for solvent. Now to that solvent, if you add some non-volatile solute, its vapor pressure decreases, right? So at the same temperature, the boiling point of the solution will be here. Vapor pressure of the solution will be here. So this is the vapor pressure of the pure solvent, and this is the vapor pressure of the solution. It is less than that of the vapor pressure of the pure solvent. Now heat the solution. Again, on heating, its vapor pressure increases, it goes on increases, and when it becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure, when the vapor pressure of the solution becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure, it boils. And that is the boiling point of solution, TB. TB0 is the boiling point of pure water, and TB is the boiling point of solution. So since the vapor pressure of a solution is less than that of the vapor pressure of the pure solvent, its boiling point is greater than that of the pure solvent. So remember, the boiling point of solution is always higher than that of the boiling point of the pure solvent, because initially its vapor pressure is less than that of the pure solvent. So here, from solvent to solution, there is increase in boiling point. Let it be delta TB. There is an increase in boiling point from solvent to solution, that is called delta TB, or increase in boiling point or elevation in boiling point. There is increase in boiling point or elevation in boiling point from solvent to solution when a non-volatile solute is added. Right? Now, elevation in boiling point, delta TB, that is elevation or increase in boiling point, that is equal to TB minus TB naught, where TB is the boiling point of the solution and TB naught is the boiling point of the solvent. So, delta TB is equal to TB minus TB naught. Now, for dilute solutions, the increase in boiling point or elevation in boiling point is directly proportional to the molality of the solution. So, delta TB is proportional to molality, small letter m. Delta TB is proportional to molality, or delta TB is equal to Kb into m. Delta TB is equal to Kb into m, where Kb is a constant called ebullioscopic constant. It is called ebullioscopic constant or molar elevation constant or boiling point elevation constant. Molar elevation constant or elevation boiling point elevation constant. So, Kb is ebullioscopic constant, and Kb by definition it is a elevation in boiling point for 1 molar solution. Right? So, Kb is equal to delta Tb when m is equal to 1. Kb is equal to delta Tb when m is equal to 1, or Kb is the elevation in boiling point for 1 molar solution. It is 1 molar solution. So, unit of Kb is Kelvin kg per mole. Kelvin kg per mole. Elevation ebullioscopic constant unit is Kelvin kg per mole. Now, substitute for molality m. So, molality m is equal to number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in kg. We know that molality is number of moles of solute N2 divided by mass of solvent in kg. Right? Molality is number of moles of solute. The suffix for solute is 2. So, N2 divided by mass of solvent W1 in kg. Usually mass is given in grams. To convert it into kg we have to divide it by 1000. So, N2 is nothing but W2 by M2, that is mass divided by molar mass into 1000 divided by W1. So, molality is equal to number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in kg. Number of moles is N2 divided by mass of solvent W1 divided by 1000. It is divided by 1000 to convert it into kg. Right? So, N2 is nothing but W2 divided by M2, mass of solvent in kg, that is W1 divided by 1000. It can be converted into 1000 divided by W1. Now, substitute for m here. Small letter m, delta Tb is equal to Kb ebullioscopic constant into W2 into 1000 divided by M2 into W1. So, delta Tb is equal to Kb into W2 into 1000 divided by M2 into W1. So, by using this expression we can calculate the molar mass of the solute. Delta Tb, elevation in boiling point. So, delta Tb is nothing but Tb minus Tb naught. Kb is ebullioscopic constant or molar elevation constant. Its unit is Kelvin kg per mole. W2 is mass of solute into 1000 divided by M2 molar mass of solute into W1 mass of solvent in grams. Mass of solvent in grams. So by using this expression we can calculate the molar mass of the solute. So delta TB is equal to Kb into W2 into 1000 divided by M2 into W1. So just write this formula and write the terms. What is Kb, what is W2, what is M2 and what is W1. Next, write a problem based on innovation in boiling point. Usually problem will ask for 3 marks. The boiling point of benzene is 353.23 Kelvin. 353.23 Kelvin. When 1.80 gram of a non-volatile solute was dissolved in 90 gram of benzene, the boiling point is raised to 354.11 Kelvin. The boiling point is raised to 354.11 Kelvin. Calculate the molar mass of the solute. Kb for benzene is 2.53 Kelvin kg per mole. Kelvin kg per mole. 2.53 Kelvin kg per mole. So this is the problem. The boiling point of benzene is 353.23 Kelvin. When 1.80 gram of a non-volatile solute was added in 90 gram of benzene, the boiling point is raised to 354.11 Kelvin. Calculate the molar mass of the solute. Now the formula is delta TB is equal to Kb into W2 into 1000 divided by M2 into W1. So we know that delta TB is equal to TB minus TB naught. TB minus TB naught. TB is the boiling point of solution. Boiling point of the solution is, okay, I will explain the problem first. A pure benzene, its boiling point is TB, its boiling point is 353.23 Kelvin. Now for the 39 grams of benzene, if you take 39 grams of benzene, into that 1.80 gram of a solute is added, the boiling point of this solution becomes 354.11 Kelvin. The boiling point of that solution becomes 354.11 Kelvin. So we have to calculate the molar mass of the solute added, right? So the boiling point of the pure benzene is 353.23 and its solution is 354.11 Kelvin. So boiling point of the solution is 354.11 minus boiling point of pure benzene is 353.23 Kelvin. Get the difference in Kelvin and substitute here delta TB is equal to Kb, it is given 2.53, W2 mass of solute 1.80 into 1000 divided by M2 into W1 mass of benzene, it is 39 grams, and calculate M2 here. And this value is 0.88 Kelvin, and here it is 0.88 Kelvin, and get the value of M2. Its molar mass gram per mole. This answer is 58 gram per mole. 58 gram per mole. Now let us take one more problem, second problem. Boiling point of water at 750 millimeter of mercury is 99.63 degrees Celsius. How much sucrose is to be added to 500 gram of water such that it boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Boiling point of water at 750 millimeter of mercury is 99.63 degrees Celsius. How much sucrose is to be added to 500 gram of water such that it boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Now the boiling point of water at 750 millimeter of mercury is 99.63 degrees Celsius. So this is the boiling point of water or TB naught. Boiling point of water or TB naught. Now 500 gram of water is taken. To that sucrose is added. Sucrose is C12H22O11. To that sucrose is added such that the boiling point of solution TB becomes 100 degrees Celsius. Now here we have to calculate the amount of sucrose. What is the amount of how much sucrose is to be added to 500 gram of water such that it boils at 100 degrees Celsius. What is the amount of sucrose is to be added, right? Now the formula is again delta TB is equal to KB into W2 into 1000 divided by W1 into M2. Here KB for water is 0.52 Kelvin kg per mole. KB for water is 0.52 Kelvin kg per mole. Now delta TB is equal to TB minus TB naught. TB boiling point of solution is 100 degree Celsius minus TB naught is 99.63 degrees Celsius. No need to convert it into Kelvin because the difference will be the same. So 100 minus 99.63 degrees Celsius. Get the value of this. Now delta TB is equal to KB, it is given 0.52 into W2. W2 is amount of sucrose is to be added, that is you have to calculate into 1000 divided by W1 amount of water taken 500 gram and M2 there is a molar mass of sucrose C12H22O11. Its molar mass becomes 342 gram per mole. So substitute here 342 gram per mole and calculate W2 in grams. So this answer is 0.37 Kelvin difference, and if you substitute 0.37 here, W2, calculate W2, so it is 5.07 grams. Next, third colligative property is the depression of freezing point of water. Sorry, depression of freezing point of solvent. Freezing point is a temperature at which liquid and solid state of a substance is at equilibrium. Freezing point is a temperature at which liquid and solid state are at the equilibrium. Now, a solution will freeze when its vapor pressure becomes equal to the vapor pressure of the pure solid solvent. Vapor pressure of the solution will freeze when its vapor pressure becomes equal to the vapor pressure of the pure solid solvent. And it can be explained again by using a graph of temperature in Kelvin. It is taken along x-axis and vapor pressure it is taken along y-axis. Now, at some temperature, let the vapor pressure of the solvent be here, right? Now, in order to freeze that solvent, we have to decrease the temperature, right? So, decrease the temperature, its vapor pressure goes on decreases. Now, at some point, at some temperature, it freezes, right? At this state, the vapor pressure of the solid and liquid state are at equilibrium, and below that temperature, the solvent remains in the solid state. So, at this state, solvent remains in the liquid state, but its vapor pressure goes on decreases, and at this point, the vapor pressure of the solid solvent becomes equal to the vapor pressure of the liquid solvent, and there exists an equilibrium, hence it freezes. And below this point, temperature, the solvent exists in the solid state. Right? So, this is the temperature at which solvent freezes. Let it be Tf naught, that is the freezing point of pure solvent. Freezing point of pure solvent. Now, the vapor pressure of the solution is less than that of the vapor pressure of the pure solvent, right? That we already know. Vapor pressure of the solution is less than the vapor pressure of the pure solvent. So, at the same temperature, let the vapor pressure of the solution be here. Vapor pressure of the solution is here. Now, when the temperature is decreased, its vapor pressure goes on decreases, and the solution will freeze when its vapor pressure becomes equal to the vapor pressure of the solid solvent. Okay. So, this is the vapor pressure of the solution at some temperature. And when the temperature is decreased, its vapor pressure goes on decreases, and when the vapor pressure of the solution becomes equal to the vapor pressure of the solid solvent, it freezes. And this is the freezing point temperature of the solution. So, freezing point temperature of the solution is less than the freezing point temperature of the solvent. So, there is a decrease in the freezing point of the solvent or depression in the freezing point of the solvent. So, let it be delta Tf. Delta Tf, or decrease in the freezing point of the solvent. Now, delta Tf, decrease in the freezing point temperature, is equal to Tf naught minus Tf, is equal to Tf naught minus Tf. So, I will explain it again. The plot of temperature versus vapor pressure. So, vapor pressure of the solvent be here. If you decrease the temperature, its vapor pressure goes on decreases, and at temperature at which the vapor pressure of the liquid solvent and solid solvent becomes same, at that temperature it freezes. Let it be Tf naught, and below that temperature solvent remains in the solid state, right? Now, if to the pure solvent, if some non-volatile solute is added, its vapor pressure decreases. So, this is the vapor pressure of the solution. At the same temperature, it is lesser than that of the pure solvent. So, this is liquid solvent and this is solid solvent. Now, on decreasing the temperature, its vapor pressure goes on decreases, when the vapor pressure becomes equal to the vapor pressure of the solid solvent, the solution will freeze. So this is the freezing point temperature of the solvent, that is Tf. So delta Tf is equal to Tf naught minus Tf, or decrease in the freezing point of solvent or depression in the freezing point of solvent. If you dissolve glucose in water, that solution will freeze when the vapor pressure of the solution becomes equal to the vapor pressure of the water, because the solution is prepared in water, right? So vapor pressure of the solution becomes equal to the vapor pressure of the solvent. If the solution is prepared in water, then the vapor pressure of the solution must be equal to the vapor pressure of the water, but that takes place at a much lower temperature than the freezing point temperature of pure water, right? So there should be decrease in the freezing point of solution from solvent when a non-volatile solute is added to it. Now delta Tf is equal to Tf naught minus Tf. Again, for a dilute solution, delta Tf is proportional to m, molality, and delta Tf is equal to Kf into m. Kf into m, where Kf is called cryoscopic constant. Kf is called cryoscopic constant or molar depression constant. Cryoscopic constant or molar depression constant. So Kf is nothing but Kf is equal to delta Tf when m is equal to 1. So it is a depression in freezing point for 1 molar solution, and its unit is also equal to Kelvin kg per mole as in the elevation in freezing point. Now delta Tf is equal to Kf into m. Again we have substituted as we substituted in elevation in boiling point. M is equal to W2 into 1000 divided by W1 into M2. This is a formula. So by using this formula you can calculate the molar mass of the solute. Delta Tf, depression in freezing point, is equal to Tf naught minus, where Tf naught is a freezing point temperature of the pure solvent and Tf is a freezing point temperature of solution. For dilute solution, delta Tf is proportional to molality m, small letter m, and delta Tf is equal to Kf into m, and delta Tf is equal to Kf is a cryoscopic constant or molar depression constant. It is a depression in freezing point for 1 molar solution. Its unit is Kelvin kg per mole. And again substitute for m, Kf into W2 into 1000 divided by W1 into M2, where W2 is mass of solute, W1 is mass of solvent, and M2 is molar mass of the solute. So by this method also we can calculate the molar mass of the solute. So write this formula and write the terms.